Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back with more tales of cases of stripper pole chlamydia down in the clitoral caverns of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. Okay, maybe clitoral caverns wasn't the greatest choice of words, but hey, I'm just working with the imagery they present me here. I can't help it if all of this stuff is vaguely reminiscent of the female genitals. And we are back right in the middle, not of the female genitals, I mean, you know, we're having not necessarily that good of a time, but we're in the middle of a mess here, and with the exception of Barbed Wire, who I assume at this point has built up quite a tolerance to STIs over her years of exposure to an endless cavalcade of stripper poles. The team's getting absolutely ruined by blight damage, just wrecked straight up, and we do want to use a bandage here to cure that bleed. But the blight, it's almost overwhelming. It's so much to the point where I'm beginning to wonder if maybe we should have brought along a different member of Barbed Wire's rogues gallery of alloys. Instead of an arbalest, I'm thinking a plague doctor would have given us really good mileage just for battlefield medicine to get rid of these blights. And also, I'm kidding about the stripper pole thing. Comic book Barbed Wire was not a stripper. She was just like a nightclub owner. Shouldn't take shots at her just because she's a female entrepreneur. That's not cool, Pete. Don't objectify women. You're right to judge me. I will take shots at Pamela Anderson, though, and without any feeling of regret or remorse for that, because she has forever tainted Barbed Wire in my mind to the point where every time I think about her, just stripper comes to mind. I can almost smell the Eau de peeler bar coming off of her, and it smells like sweaty singles and boob glitter. But I digress. Does boob glitter really have an odor? You haven't spent enough time in strip clubs if you don't know the answer to that question. Not that knowing the answer to that question is a good thing. But also, you know, as we continue our adventure here, doesn't it seem like being a bounty hunter as a side job would be like a terrible gig for a stripper? There are probably not a lot of strip club patrons who are willing to pay extra to see bullet scars and stab wounds. It just seems like it would be an occupational hazard that would be easily avoided. So, possibility of a fight in here. We do have some buffs working against size 2 creatures for the next couple fights. Let's see what the scouting reveals here. So again, my goal overall, in case you missed last episode, you might want to tune into that CR precursor into the dungeon. I'm trying to figure out the layout here, because I still, for some reason, I'm working on the assumption that it seems like the Locust Beacon is going to be towards the middle of this. And I base that assumption solely on the fact that in our previous run and also this run, like every time we start to move towards the middle, we run into one of those mammoth, whatever the hell, mammoth cysts, and get teleported somewhere to the edge, or somewhere far away. But the far away always seems to be like towards the edge of the dungeon. So getting back towards the middle seems to be where we want to go. And I'm starting to think that maybe this part of the dungeon, this is like the outer edge. We know this goes nowhere, so there's really, unless the Locust Beacon is in this room, there's really no advantage to exploring it. Also, I seriously doubt they put the Locust Beacon 2 rooms from the start. That would just be, well, it would be either the stupidest thing ever, because half of the people that came into it would guess right in the first room and just immediately wind up there, or alternatively, like the cleverest thing of all time. This room is intriguing because maybe, but I think in the efforts of like exploring the edges of the dungeon, maybe here we go down. Maybe the trick, you know, this may not be the run where we get it either. That's the other thing. We may have to be willing to write one of these people off and just agree to the fact that we're gathering intel. This is another intel gathering Darkest Dungeon run. We're not going to necessarily learn anything other than what we need to succeed the next time. Darkest Dungeon is oftentimes just about incremental progress. Maybe that should be our overall goal. So let's try and learn as much as we can about the dungeon by exploring the outer boundaries. And working our way towards the middle where it's convenient. We did have a fight in this room as well, okay? So here comes the Nash. No mammoth cyst, which seems to support my outer edge theory. Every time we get into a fight on these outer rims, it has not been one of the things that teleports us. The Nashing is getting a little irritating now. Okay, so we're currently in a 4-on-3. Let's turn that into a 4-on-2. This guy has 38 health versus these guys 34. Stunning secretion is real irritating now. How's your stun resistance? Pretty good. Much better than one of these guys. Let's toss one of these at the dog then. Excellent. We got the move as well. I think what we want to do is try and kill this piece of crap first. Beautiful work, Slade Wilson. Way to get dodged like a lunatic. All right, let's get the markup on this guy so that next time we can maybe get the bonus accuracy enough to bring him down. Stun wears off. It's back to a 4-on-4. Take the shot. There it is, right in his stupid extra eyeball. Nice work there from our arbalest. That was a great shot, Kathy B. And you're dead then. You're not getting a turn. Sorry. You're done dealing. And then I think we got to go for the directed heal. Slade Wilson a little banged up, and Allison Blair with a very timely critical. Now we can just start working these dudes over. We hit this guy for another 18 damage, and he's all over. Okay, Fetch is a move. That's going to slide Allison Blair to the front. Not a big deal. She's a little injured, but we can have Kathy B toss a heal at her, and then we can have her go for the Mace Bash. Slade Wilson did not quite get the job done. Let's have Kathy B go for the heal. Only 5 points. We might have been better off to just fire there. I think we go ahead and take... You gotta be shitting me, though. Well, we gotta kill him. Our goal is to just get as big a numbers advantage as possible. Okay, here comes another Nash. Yeah, we did not need that critical at all. We're in a very bad position stress-wise. The only positive thing we've got going for us is that Barbed Wire does have the Ancestor's Tentacle Idol. So if somebody's gonna get a Virtue, she is the most likely to be that someone. Give me another Mace Bash here. I don't want to take another critical from that dude. Alright, party is, you know, I won't say the party is over, but I'm beginning to wonder if maybe this party has got what it's gonna take to get us through this. I would love to get you cranked up on heal, but we need 30 food. We basically have 10 food to play with. We need 30 food to run all of these camps if we need the stress relief, and it looks like we're gonna need it. I'm gonna eat 2 food. That takes us down to exactly 30. I had kind of expected there to be down. Maybe this dungeon is not nearly as big as I'm thinking it is. I figured it was gonna be enormous. When they showed us 5 campfires, I was thinking it was gonna be like 50 rooms or something crazy. But now I'm beginning to wonder if maybe it's not smaller than I think it is. How's our light level look? We're at 90. That's fine. We should be able to make it to the end of this hall without dipping below 75. Okay, well, we're at 72, which is bad. That's a stress bonus. I still think we got to err on the side of damage here. Let's hit him immediately with the overwhelming damage. Getting displaced. Slade, if you're ever going to resist one, now's the time, buddy. Nice work. Okay. 29 right in his eye hole. That's a good shot. Here comes the bulging gaze. This is fine. We don't mind Allison Blair taking a little damage. She can self-heal. And of our stress units, she has the least. Another follow-up. Big wallop from Slade Wilson. The digestion is what we're looking to avoid. We resisted the blight. That's so big. Okay. Critical from Allison Blair. The team is firing on all cylinders. Okay, this is good. 14 damage. Not as much as we might have liked. But still, if we can get a couple big hits out of Barbed Wire here, Barbed Wire and Slade Wilson can come together, and now would be a big time for a critical. Nope, but 30 damage is... yeah, that's good. Okay, he's going to heal himself. We may have already pushed through the point where this guy is going to be working... where he's going to be working the blight attacks. And that's really all we want to do is keep him off the blight. Nope, he immediately went right back to it. But we dodged Slade Wilson with the great move. We're definitely going to mark this dude. We've got a chance to bring him down right here. Okay, Slade Wilson takes 1 damage, but resists the move, which is huge. 16 from Barbed Wire is not what we were looking for, and a bulging gaze to anyone but her. Okay, that's it. We're afflicted. Shit, pickles. We did not get the Virtue.
There can be no hope in this hell.
That's very, very bad for us. Okay, we also need to move that trinket then, and that means we're going to have to bump Barbed Wire to the front slot. You got to die, man. Assist. Critical on the heal. Very nice. Okay, put the heal here. Are we going to be able to cram Barbed Wire's stress down if we camp and do nothing but stress mitigation? Is there a chance that we could get rid of all of it? I kind of think that yes. See, this... What if we try this, though? You will not take it under any circumstance. Alright, just give me the group heal. I hate it when they get the thing that make... And we're getting teleported. Because of course we are. Oh good, this dungeon is every bit as big as I had hoped that it might not be. Well, fuck. Never mind, I have no idea where we're going then. This dungeon is enormous. That move and stun is objectively horrible for us. We are going to have to camp right now. After this fight, we got to camp in this room. We have no choice. Beautiful. Kopetsky getting dodged. Anything we could do to get her some stress relief would be useful at this point. Nice heal. And the critical is a nice touch as well. Nash for Slade Wilson. 9 damage. Not the end of the world. I mean, basically the smart move here is actually just to restore you to the correct party order. 13 damage for Allison Blair. 6 stress. Not the end of the world. Take a kill. Honestly, stun this guy. I don't need any more stress coming from anyone, and everybody's a little banged up. We could use a little aggregate chance to heal here. We do that, then we're going to try and pump you up with a buffed heal. Mostly we just need to get some damage. I don't think we're going to be able to camp enough to get what we need. I hate Hopeless more than any other stress. The problem is, too, we're not even going to be able to camp away this stress, because when we try to do stress reduction activities while camping, Hopeless is just going to make them say no. Paranoid is vastly better than Hopeless. It really is. I think we got teleported to, like, possibly the furthest spot away from the dungeon. You know, maybe we just roll with this. Maybe we roll with it for now. Why camp now? This dungeon has got to be huge. So let's see, 5, let's say 6, 7. So let's say it's roughly 8 rooms wide, and it's looking like it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 5 rooms deep. This is a 40-room dungeon. You have 100 stress. At best, even if you never refused, we could get 15, 15, and 15. Even if we double camped and did nothing but stress relief, we are not going to be able to save Barbed Wire. She's come down with the chlamydia, and there's nothing we can do to save her. But one thing we can do, and should do, we're definitely going to move this tentacle trinket, because I don't want anybody else pulling that affliction. It also means we have to put Barbed Wire in position 1, which is a drawback, because I feel like Slade is maybe a little better killer. But it is what it is. We got to do it. We're low on food. On the plus side, I don't think we've seen a traveling hunger prompt yet either. So maybe random... We definitely need to burn some torches here. Did you just make me waste a torch? You got 6 stress from that, or you gave somebody else 6 stress from that? I don't understand Hopeless. I don't understand it, but mostly I just don't like it. Well, if we get back to this area, we would at least be in a place where we know to explore. I'm going to assume this goes nowhere, and I still feel like the Locust Beacon is going to be in the middle. All the barriers to... Every time we have tried... This is where we got into that fight. This is where we got into that fight. Every time we've tried to get into this area is when we keep running into those mammoth cysts. See? We're coming back towards this middle area. What do we bump into? Immediately, mammoth cyst. It feels like this has got to be the right location. Slade, go for the... Get the mark out there. The early mark is important. That's beautiful. Kathy B with a big old critical to start things off. Very nicely done. I think we go for the targeted heal. We're going to try to heal Allison Blair basically at every opportunity we can get, because oftentimes she's simply going to refuse. Oh, good. She's got a huge blight, and guarantee is not going to... What the hell was that? Oh, she will at least let us use anti-venom. And now we have to save our anti-venom almost exclusively for Barbed Wire, but holy shit pickles, was that a return fire. Little bulging gauge, which was straight up resisted. That's real nice. Reconstitute. So we've already got him in heal mode. This is this team working as we sort of intended. Just big monster crits, huge aggregate damage. He's revivifying. If Barbed Wire can pull another big crit like that, it'd be beautiful. Okay, and she is still letting us get some heals off. Another bulging gaze. That's fine. Throw some bulging gazes at Allison Blair. She's got, you know, some stress to play with here. Oh, we should have marked. Okay, we gotta get a mark off. I don't want to get hit by a digestion. We're definitely gonna get hit by a regestion. A regestion? Nice work, Pete. That's you nailed that one. 11 damage, Slade Wilson, on a marked target with a collect bounty? And Allison Blair's on death's door. Well, she is up next. Your veins are on fire. Well, you didn't die, so... And you can heal yourself off of death's door. Here comes a digestion. This is the problem one. Resisted! I'm telling you, the chlamydia resistance is real, and every time she gets hit with that stress attack, she fires back with a monster crit. She's immune to chlamydia damage, and also, you don't make jokes about the chlamydia damage, because barbed wire will fucking ruin you. Speaking of getting ruined, Slade Wilson doing a little ruination of his own.
Injury and despondence.
I'm not getting teleported again. It's just, no, I'm not letting it happen. Not again. We got teleported once. Once is enough. We're going to take 8 damage. We got 13 health. I think we let this bleed tick off. Go into the... what if we get into a fight in this next room, though? Do we gamble that there's no fight in this room? We're in bad shape. Well, we can't camp here anyway. Either we got to backtrack or we brave the danger. We should probably have well, in hindsight is 2020, we definitely should have backtracked. All right, venomous phlegm, resisting. Nice. This is okay. Just, I really wanted to stay off of death's door. We're probably dead. Oh, still up in it. Oh, stunning secretion doesn't do damage. Well, we've got to heal here. The stun is very bad, but the heal is an absolute must. And we should definitely try and start working over these stunning monsters. We get a couple polyps. Never mind, stunning secretion absolutely does damage and does a shitload. Oh, give me the AoE. That was a big time critical right there. Oh, Dazzler is putting on a display. Critical banish. Delightful. And we have been... Okay, getting pushed is not the worst thing that's ever happened to us. Unless it happens twice. Okay, barbed wire is going to resist. Another stunning secretion. That attack does way too much fucking damage. Oh, that's probably it then.
Another life wasted.
Unbelievable. We gambled and we went one room too many. We gambled and we lost. We cannot win this.
This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may yet be won.
We're definitely not going to win it now. Man, I don't know if this team can't take the shit. If this team can't do it, I don't really know what team can. What else could possibly do enough damage to get us through this? This thing has got to be in one of these rooms. That's the only explanation. It's in one of these 4 rooms because every time we do that, we run into one of those cysts. It's got to be in one of these rooms. So really what we need to do is, I mean, this team was the team that could kill one of those mammoth cysts before they teleported us. They did it. Somebody out of this ain't coming out alive. I really feel like maybe we need a plague doctor. Instead of an arbalest, we need like bounty hunter, vestal, bounty hunter, plague doctor. The arbalest is nice to get the mark synergy off, but honestly, she doesn't really do, even with the marking, doesn't really do that much more damage than a plague doctor would do. What's the blight resistance like on one of those mammoth cysts? They have a blight attack, so probably pretty good. But honestly, the stun from a plague doctor would be useful as well. We may as well camp. We've got food and we're leaving the dungeon. Somebody's gonna be... I hate to break it to one of you, but you should really focus on the old stress relief and whatnot, because for one of you, this is your last fucking meal. 28 stress relief, so let's encourage. Have you encourage here. And I guess we'll just have you encourage here. Or you could just fucking waste all of our time. That's fine as well. So let's rest. Why are we taking stress for resting? Oh, right. Johnny asshole over there is gonna fucking troll us. So back to feasting. More stress relief. Once again, we're gonna do nighttime ambush. It gets us a huge heal and monster stress relief. Have you encourage here. Let's have... What are you doing? No. You might as well encourage here. Who still hasn't encouraged to go? Did we use them all? No. You can encourage here. This team does not have the soup to kill another mammoth cyst. The only thing we could do here, and I'm thinking about it as I rest again, we could sacrifice every single one of their lives to try and find the locust. We could fight this fight, sacrifice every single one of their lives, and try and get through the locus. Or figure out where it is. That just seems wasteful, though. It just seems stupendously wasteful. Because all we need is a plague doctor to level up, and then we would need a bounty hunter, a plague doctor. Never mind. Honestly, it might not be that wasteful, but I'm not going to do it because I have respect for human life, and I respect my team. I'm not just going to piss their lives away for no fucking good reason. Theoretically, that's not for no reason. I mean, there is a reason behind it, and one of them is going to die. Let's make sure we have enough inventory room. We do, and we're going to cash out. Let's see who buys the farm. Probably our bounty hunter, I'm sure, just because that'll be the least possibly convenient. We're not even afflicted anymore. We got rid of it. Yeah, it's fine. Stunning secretion does way too much damage. So, what did we get for treasure? Next to nothing, just the stuff that we didn't use that we sold back. Who died? A Vestal. You know what, Dazzler? You were lights out in that mission, but honestly, I gotta say, if we had to lose a member of that team, you were the most expendable because we got a lot of Vestals. Even in death, Dazzler still doing a fantastic job. So she's dead. Barbed Wire is dead, which is very irritating because that means now we have to find and hire another bounty hunter. Alternatively, maybe we could do it with the Houndmaster because they would have marks and mark synergies as well. And stress relief in a pinch. We might consider that. So we got wasting sickness for Slade Wilson. We're just going to cure that. It's not like we're going to send these guys back into the dungeon. We got to get replacement heroes. I'm very disappointed in the way this one turned out. I really thought we were onto something with the speed kill meta. Idle Houndmasters gain 1 resolve level. Well, we should hire a Houndmaster, even if it's only to do nothing with them. Madrox engaged in flagellation. Recovered 100 stress. So, stress is basically taken care of for the team we sent in last time. That's good. What do we got in the stagecoach? Level 3 troopers. I'm taking all of them. Give me this Plague Doctor. Give me this Crusader. Of course, there's no Houndmaster because we could have gotten a free level for one, even with doing nothing with a Houndmaster. And of course, no Bounty Hunter either, I see. Nah, and why would there be? We didn't lose an Arbalest. There's no Vestal available. I'm not really interested in level 0 troopers. And we could make a team out of this crew if we had to. In fact, this wouldn't even be that motley of a crew. It'd be pretty decent. Maybe double Plague Doctor? Nah, we'd have very little healing if we did double Plague Doctor. We need somebody who could heal out of position, too. Can anybody do that, by the way? Does Weird Reconstruction work out of 2? It doesn't. So double Plague Doctor is just not really viable. It would be awesome if they could find a way to make it heal, though. It'd be real good. It'd be really strong. Nah, there's none of the rest of this is appealing. We don't need any of the rest of this. Does anybody have any diseases or anything we need before we wrap this up? Doesn't look like it. So once again, Layer 3 of the Darkest Dungeon has defeated us. I really thought we were onto something with this paradigm, and I'm not totally convinced that we still aren't onto something. It just seems like Arbalest is the wrong piece of that puzzle. Bounty Hunter, Plague Doctor, Vestal really seems like the way to go, but I'm starting to think that maybe any team has got what it takes. Those Mammoth Cysts, you just need... Maybe Damage Rush is also the wrong solution. Maybe what you should build for is long-term stress management, in which case Jester is what we would need. Long-term stress management and long-term, like, health and blight management, which again would suggest Plague Doctor. Maybe we tackle back into the Darkest Dungeon next time with a little bit of a modified team. Who would we have that would be potentially available? We still got Wonder Woman. Alex Olsen, no, I mean, you're hot garbage. You would be worthless in almost every possible respect. Unless we kept you in human form and used your blight and stun. I mean, 5 points per round on 2 targets is not bad. Plus, we could have you transform if we wanted burst damage. You do have a self-heal and, more importantly, a self-stress management. But you give stress to the rest of the party. It just seems like a terrible idea. Plus, no Vestal on a heal, which means John Constantine would have to do it. And he sucks. We do have Rachel Roth. We got Lorna Dane. I mean, we've got an abundance of level 5 troopers. We could go with Alex Summers, Lorna Dane, Jamie Madrox, and then maybe in that third position, maybe we take a Plague Doctor and go for the battlefield medicine. I don't necessarily hate that plan. I don't necessarily love that plan either. Alternatively, we could put Thor Girl in that second slot. Or even doubly alternatively, maybe we just go for a high damage Hellion. Burst damage does seem to be effective. We would have stress management and some moderate healing from our Crusader. Maybe we try it with that team. Maybe we go Hellion, Crusader. Hellion, Crusader. Now, because we still need a Plague Doctor. We could go Crusader, Hellion, Plague Doctor, Vestal. That's an idea with some merit. Maybe we'll try that. But right now, I think maybe we'll wrap this up. I'm sitting here hypothesizing. I can do this off camera. You guys don't need to be a part of my internal monologue. One, because I'm sure you're sitting there right now saying, man, Pete's even stupider than I thought. Every time he vocalizes his thoughts, I realize just how punishingly stupid he is. He should really just shut up and leave. So I'm going to heed your advice. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see more struggles with Lair 3 of the Darkest Dungeon, might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.